Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. It's here, Secret Wars, issue number 0. All right, guys, we're going to start off in Japan, where Steve meets with the Kraken, and we're made to believe that this is the truth, that Kobik didn't change the past, but rather fixed it. Okay? It's a weird kind of thing, but he goes there, he's talking to this person inside, and I know this person. If somebody in the comics or in the comments can please explain to me who that person is, I know I've seen that person before. Something with a D, I can't remember. Anyway, whoever this person is, this is the secret of Hydra. All of the power from Hydra comes from this place for the most part. And I'm just, I don't know, somebody there doing prophecies that I've never seen that before, but whatever. Anyways, so this is a wild, crazy thing where he's supposed to get into the pool to be protected from when the Americans mess with the Cosmic Cube, which will alter history and allow them to have actually won World War II, when in reality, the Germans had actually won World War II. Hydra had in effect won World War II, really. It's nuts to the extreme. So they're trying to make us believe that actually that was the way that it went down, and that Kobik brought Captain America back to the way he originally was, which was evil and a traitor. So yeah, like, congratulations, Marvel. You have completely succeeded in the ultimate mind screw job ever. I'm so impressed. Anyway, so we go into the battle in space, and man, yeah, they're not doing so good with Captain Marvel up there. Hyperion actually goes down. Even worse, if you say even worse than that, Quasar goes down. And once she goes down, like, that's it. She was the most powerful person up there. Yes, more powerful than the Blue Marvel and all of them. And just, she went down, and that was it. So, doesn't look good. I don't know if she survived getting eaten by one of those big things that the Hulk stopped in the original Avengers movie, but she got eaten. So the Secretary of Defense calls up to Captain America because it's that bad. The president's been moved to a secure location. She is about to be moved to a secure location. And yeah, Captain America is now in charge of the U.S. military and law enforcement because they are now in a state of S.H.I.E.L.D. emergency. Yep, this is everything that Captain America wanted. Now, if you remember back when the tower that housed all of the energy, all of the components, the hardware basically, for the S.H.I.E.L.D. generator in space, the two Iron people, that's Tony Stark in his AI human-ish form, his living AI form in one of the Iron Man armors, and Riri Williams as Ironheart. She's officially Ironheart. Go check out my review for Invincible Iron Man number 6, where she is officially now Ironheart. I don't know if they're going to change the name of the comic book, but whatever. Anyway, that'll come up probably tomorrow. But the point is that they are trying to fix all this, and later on, it winds up just suddenly working. It wasn't, there's no reason for it to suddenly work, but it worked. So then it went down again, or at least went out of their control and into somebody else's control. And you come to realize, first off, Hydra agents come storming in, and they both escape. But Riri is able to discover that what happened was that the crash that destroyed a lot of the hardware, it didn't destroy anything major. It didn't destroy anything particularly important. That the shield actually went down and ceased functioning because it was brought down on the network side. But it was so clear that it had to have been the hardware side. So Riri discovers that that's what happened. Doesn't understand why exactly. Tony is able to kind of figure out why. And because he knows Captain America so well. And Riri is very young to this game. So yeah, wild. So wild. Cap is sick. He's sick how he pulls this stuff off, man. So all of this happens because, like, the shield actually goes back and starts working again, saving the people in space, because Cap is given that authority over all of the military, all of the forces in the United States. So he's the one who sent all these forces to fight them in the first place. Now he basically controls both sides of the chessboard at this point. He is the man in charge, the head captain in charge. And it's crazy at this point. Crazy. Because now all of a sudden another helicopter carrier comes in, and it doesn't start opening fire, and it's not answering any hail. So, like, what's going on? And it crashes right, and there's no way they could dodge. It crashes right into the helicopter that Cap is on. And Sharon Carter starts, barking orders. All right, get them, get them, get them. But all of a sudden, if you read Captain America issue number 16, or you listened to my review of it, you saw that Dr. Faustus is pumping in stuff. And don't forget to check out U.S. Avengers, the latest issue that just came out. That's issue number 5, because, any of the defenses that Professor X had taught to Robert DaCosta, they're down now. Because, you know what, just go back and check out my review or read the comic, or both. So in New York City, there were all sorts of masters of evil running in to attack and rip apart the place, and heroes led by Luke Cage to stop them, and they were doing okay, but they weren't doing great. And a lot of these heroes, like Daredevil, had to be briefed on the way why these villains are so angry, because the whole Pleasant Hill thing. But all those heroes see that the villains immediately teleport out, so they're thinking, okay, we won. But back on the helicopter, like I was saying, Dr. Faustus, he's sending in this command, and it's not only going to that ship immediately, it's going to all the ships. So all of these helicarriers full of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, they're being brainwashed by Dr. Faustus. And if you remember, the best of Dr. Faustus was back right before the death of Captain America. Just absolutely amazing stuff. So, of course, Sharon Carter is all sorts of freaked out over this. It's because of her that she wound up losing her baby. Yeah, that bad. So, the ultimate betrayal happens right now. At this point, she actually, she's like, we got to do something. We got to stop this. Cap, what's going on? Why does everybody stop firing? And Cap tells her, you need to stop firing also. Just trust me, please. When you're calmed down, I will explain it to you. And just Nick Spencer on this, guys, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if he'll ever top how well he wrote Sharon Carter screaming, Steve, no. She's saying, they must have, Faustus got to all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. He must have gotten to you first. And Steve just says, no, that's not what this is. And she gets taken away. And her reactions, the whole thing, wow. I'm talking, this is the stuff that belongs on daytime drama. It is so amazing. Can you tell that I'm giving this comic an A+? I'm giving this comic an A+ right now, my peeps. It deserves that, and it deserves more. We're not finished. Steve turns around and betrays Carol Danvers up in space and says, I tried to warn you not to do all this stuff, but they're trying to get the Queen. She says, what? Yeah, you remember earlier on in the Captain America issues? He's got the Queen of the Chitauri hidden away on property that he owns now, and it's got people running over it and, making sure that everything's okay. So, oh my God, that's why the Chitauri keep on coming wave after wave after wave, and he's got an excuse to not lower the shield. And hey, you got to sacrifice a couple of really, the most powerful heroes in the Marvel Universe, for the most part, are stuck up in space, and they can't get through this impenetrable shield. That, as we mentioned, Quasar, who is now dead, was the one who was able to get it down to about 54%, something like that. No more than 50% of its power by unleashing everything that she's got. And meanwhile, she's the protector of the universe. So she is, she's rather powerful. And nobody else was even able to get close. I mean, they sent 30 nukes and it brought it down to 97% power. That was nothing. So all the other heroes combined, they've already tried and they can't break through. And you saw this coming from a mile away if you've been reading the Captain America Steve Rogers comics. So I was kind of hoping that the whole Carol realizing that she's been betrayed thing would have come off better. But if they would have done, I guess if Nick Spencer would have done anything even close to the way that he did it with the whole Agent 13 thing, then it wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have come off nearly as well. So yeah, I understand. Leave it all to Sharon. And Carol just gets kind of like a, hey, what? Okay, so now in a boat, little boat outside of New York City, Baron Zemo is reading the Darkhold with Blackout, and together they're able to summon a dark dimension shell that goes over top of, now not fully cognizant of exactly how this happens, but it seems to me like they're actually in a separate dimension. New York City itself, with pretty much all of the heroes, are right now in New York City, and they're in a different dimension, including Doctor Strange. And Strange isn't as powerful as he was before, not nearly, because if you've been reading the Doctor Strange comics. So yeah, the majority, the bulk of the heroes are stuck right now in, it looks like, an impenetrable shell. They're either stuck in an impenetrable shell in New York City, or New York City itself has been moved into the Dark Force dimension. And that's the Dark Force dimension, not the Dark dimension. There is a difference. They're both dangerous and violent, but yeah, the Dark Force dimension is different than the Dark dimension. However, Cloak is in there. So that I think that that's going to be their key out, because he is a direct conduit to the dark dimension. And when he teleports, that's what he's doing. He's going into the dark dimension inside of himself, in a sense, and then coming out some other place. So if they're going to be able to get out, it's going to be because of Cloak. So I was wondering why they had Cloak and Dagger in here. I was just thinking, was it because of the whole Freeform channel Cloak and Dagger thing that's coming out next year, or what? But now I think I understand it a little bit better. So yeah, Tony Stark and Riri are out there, and they're seeing all this craziness happens, and they realize that New York City's been taken over, and they say, you know what? Crap. Any hero who can hear me, even if you're a fake hero, whatever, I need everyone to get to Washington, D.C. right now, because this is where we're probably going to wind up making our last stand. And yeah, it's really that bad. All these helicarriers are over top of Washington, D.C. now. Cap is taking over everything. Guys, this is a crazy insane issue 0, and I am madly in love with this double-sized issue. And there's going to be a free comic books day but free comic book day, Secret Empire coming out, and issue 1 and all 8 issues coming out. They've got all sorts of crossover events. I'm getting absolutely everything. Guys, I just had an interview with Ario and Indito on my last podcast just last Saturday, and he talked a little bit about he's going to be doing a 40-page issue called Unity, where guess what? The X-Men are going to be going up against Captain America. Magic is going to be featured in there amongst all characters, and it's going to be good. All this stuff is amazing. Guys, this is all going on display in the room soon. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.